7 of Did You Bring the Hummus podcast. I'm Kimberly, your host, and I'm super excited to be here with you today. Did You Bring the Hummus is a podcast to help you go vegan. Every 2 weeks, I'll share a new episode discussing all things vegan. Most importantly, we'll talk about how to embrace this meaningful decision with fervor and fun. Episodes post every other Monday on your favorite podcast app. Before we get started, I have one very important question for you. Did you bring the hummus? Helene, my guest today, is the founder and executive director of Triangle Vegfest. She organized the inaugural Vegfest in October 2014. Prior to organizing the Vegfest, Helene had lived a vegan lifestyle for 2 years and a vegetarian lifestyle for over 20. She created Triangle Vegfest to help educate the Triangle community about easy ways to reap the health benefits of a plant-based diet, provide a marketplace for vegan-friendly businesses to promote their offerings, and encourage local restaurants to offer vegan menu options. Every day, Helene is truly making strides to create a more vegan world. From her in-person events to virtual VegFest, a site including vendors and live streaming shows, she shows her attendees and site visitors how easy, amazing, and impactful a vegan life can be. Hey, Helene, thanks for joining me today.
Hey, Kimberly, it's my pleasure. I'm happy to be here.
I am very happy to have you here. I've been meaning to try, to ask you to come on the podcast for a while, and then I finally did. And that was like a month and a half ago. And I finally, we got it all worked out.
It wasn't just you. It's not fair for you to take the full brunt of that. This was a joint delay effort.
But there must be a reason. So whatever, here we are now. Um, but I don't, you have so much going on. And I'm just going to warn the listeners that this might turn into like a total love fest because my love and respect for Helene is just through the roof.
We're going to start this out by crying. That's awesome. Would be the first time we both cried.
That's true. But really, like the things that you've done in the vegan movement and the way that you continue to put yourself out there and you continue to grow and build and just give and give to all of us and the newbies and the people who give you a hard time. You're here and you're doing it and it's friggin' amazing. So yeah, we are going to start there.
Well, thank you. This is like we just started before we went live or were recording. This is like a weird year because I don't think I finished my sentence or comment. I'm doing my best to try to have 2022 to keep a positive mindset. And I feel like I'm falling apart and so many people are dealing with so many negatives or death or just horrible things that have happened since the end of December that you're like, you're like, no, it's going to be fine. No, Omicron, no COVID, no are the events going to happen. Are we going to get COVID? We're dodging it. How long is that going to happen for? I think the next trip might be our time. I don't know. So I really, really am trying to keep a very positive mindset when there's so much going on around me that is not for so many people too.
Yeah.
That it's becoming more difficult as I sit here with vertigo for like over a month, like how am I going to do this? Well, I'll do it, but I'm not happy. I'm not happy about it at all.
And you know what? That makes perfect sense, right? And it's okay. Like sometimes we just have to be unhappy and roll in it, I guess, right?
Everything is not always perfect.
Good or bad. Yeah. Nothing ever lasts. Yeah.
100%. That is true. You just hope that it's more good than bad.
Exactly.
Over the course of the whole thing. So that's why hopefully I won't skew this in a negative direction just because I, with the vertigo and everything I'm going through at this current moment, which isn't going away. So, but Yeah, there's a lot going on, and I mean, I feel like it's important for us to talk about our story. And of course, Dave will be part of that. I just checked in with him. He's doing good. He
Good.
has a girlfriend, which is a big deal. So, yeah, I know. We can talk about Dave for a while too. He'll be like, wait, what? He was on Kimberly's show, and that's kind of how we came together. But in what I realized when Dave had Kimberly reach out to me into because she does this podcast called Did You Bring the Hummus? And I do these vegan events, is I looked at Kimberly's picture and I went, wait a second. In 2019, because this was last year, I was like, in 2019, were you at the Edison Vegan Fest and like a woman just kind of popped into the room and sat down next to you and talked to you for a few minutes and then popped out of the room for a little bit? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, that was me. So we'd already met, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Well, that I remembered that because, it wasn't my favorite event. It was probably my least favorite event that I've done. But but that was, the serendipity
Hmm.
of you finding Dave and then Dave introducing us. And of course, me being like, hey, you want a show?
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, let's come on to Virtual Veg Fest Live. Let's do it. And your show is fantastic
Thank
because
you.
you have people that follow you weekly and you're getting views and your conversation each week about a certain vegan topic is important and engaging because we try to listen every Monday. Normally I'm cooking dinner or we're eating dinner. So I just put you on and we're working on the floor. I'll put it on. Like you'll just be in the background on the phone. And I love it because then it kind of a lot of times your topics are relevant to what we talk about on Wednesdays on the vegan stew. So, and I also, it helps me because sometimes I want to trigger, maybe not the right word, but to bring you into the conversation because you're more of a quiet one on Wednesdays
Mhm.
than a more outspoken one. And oddly enough, I seem to be one of the quiet ones too
Yeah,
on Wednesday because we've got, and I guess we have some powerhouse personalities.
we do for sure.
People would think that would be me, but I just kind of want to get some words in.
Hmm.
I like give me the mic for like
Just
until I'm
2 minutes.
ready to give it back to you. I know. So that's really the coolest thing because we were putting together the vegan stew and trying to figure out who's going to be on it. And I don't know why I didn't think of you in the first place, but we had a couple people and they bailed before we even got it moving. And pretty much the only people that were part of like the whole planning process was me and Marla Rose.
Mm.
And everybody else was kind of brought in after the other people dropped out.
Well,
So
I am very glad they did.
me too.
Yeah.
But I feel like we have a great group of people at the moment. You see, I'm not even talking about me. We're just talking about like what we do and what you
Yeah.
do. So that's like
We'll get back
important.
to you. I won't let this go.
And I'm okay with that because it's like highlight you. It's like the whole point, right?
Yeah.
So, and we just came off probably our best show ever with the vegan stew, which
Mhm.
led to some texting afterwards, which with some people. Yeah, it was, but yeah, it's like when, and I'm really happy because I think for the two of us, when we're live on the shows, my admiration for you comes through. We've kind of been like that with one another
Yeah.
when we've been live. So I it's one of the better things that's come out of everything that I'm doing.
Thank you.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
When we connected and we had that moment like, "Oh my god, we've already met before." And then, I think it was like 2 emails later, you were like, "Yeah, you want a show? Like, come, I'm doing this thing. You wanna do this? What day do you wanna do it?" And I was, "Oh my gosh, okay." This is so cool. I haven't even shown her anything yet. And I didn't know, like, did you even listen to the podcast at that point? We just
Appeased a little bit.
We're just like something was like you two have to be involved together in something somehow. And look at that. Like I couldn't believe I realized that I think last week or something was like my 40 something fireside chat already. Yeah, like
40
March.
weeks.
March is gonna be because I missed a couple, but yeah, March is gonna be a year already. That's
That's amazing.
insane.
I think you've only missed one.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
I think there's only one is the concert and the concert you didn't go to.
Yeah.
Yep, I know. I understand.
So I know like usually with these episodes I always like to ask my guests like, how'd you go vegan? But we've already had that conversation and I want to spend time talking with you about other things. So I will point the listeners to our first vegan stew episode and they can get your backstory there. But I would love to know two things. First, how did you end up involved in doing, veg fests? And the second thing, like how hard was it to pivot during COVID to virtual Veg Fest
Mm.
Live?
Those are good questions. Well, in 2014, I was getting my master's in education for school counseling, and I have to do a practicum and I had to do a full-time internship and a full-time unpaid internship to finish the degree. And I'd finished the practicum and it was, what is it, like May-ish, I guess. And the internship wouldn't start until late August when school started back up. And I ended up in a middle school. And I had about 2.5 months of what am I going to do? Not enough time to like go get a job.
Mhm.
I had my real estate license at the time, so I could do that. But really, what was like, what are you going to do with 2.5 months?
Right.
Besides, I mean, I can waste time like better than probably anybody. So I can pass time and be very happy. But I kind of said, hey, to the current boyfriend of the time. I was like, "Hey, I think I wanna do a veg fest." And he tried to talk me out of it.
Hmm.
He has since apologized for that, just so you know. So,
Smart man.
yeah, and I went to the community here in the Triangle in Raleigh, Durham, and I said, "Hey, do you want a veg fest?" And they were like, "Yes." "Okay, let's make a veg fest happen." So, in 4 months, because we did it in October 2014, we had our first inaugural Veg Fest. And I did that while doing a full-time internship and finishing my master's degree and really bring
For
and
season.
traveling. Because I wrote to Demetrius, who's in New York City. He was one of the producers of Educated with Marisa.
Mhm.
And I said, "What do I do?" And he like did a little research and he said, "You need to go to Charlotte Veg Fest because that's the closest one to you. You need to go talk to the vendors and see if they want to come." So that's what I did. I think that was June of 2014. And I went and I spoke to all the vendors. I met Team Bauer of Farm Sanctuary on the same trip. And that was the start of collecting the business cards and creating the vendor list and saying, "Hey, do you want to come to the Triangle? Do you want to do a Veg Fest?" And the first one is always the hardest because people don't know. Like, is anyone going to show up?
Mhm.
How much you asking me for like something that's unproven? And my passion and my energy and my excitement for doing it would always come through to the vendors. And some of them even said, like, I wasn't going to sign up, but I'm really glad that I did because I convinced them to come and do this.
Mhm.
And that we outgrew our location because we had 2,000 people attend our first Veg Fest, at Carolina Pines Park, which I have an affinity for the park because we've gone back there and done events since on a smaller level. But the event finally made its home, I think, in 2017. I think it was. It made its home in Durham. And Durham's pretty cool. It's more hip. I'm sorry if people listening who live in Raleigh, Durham, but Durham is like the more hip area. I find it's more well attended in Durham. And Raleigh isn't as well attended for some reason. I haven't figured out why,
Hmm.
but Durham is the more hip city. Raleigh's like the little mini Manhattan. So maybe that's why the attitude might be a little different. the cost of living in the two cities is different, actually. So I just heard back, I just heard back from Jane Velez Mitchell.
Yay.
That's awesome. That is awesome. All right. So sorry, watch. Gave me the notification that impacts Kimberly. It's two of her shows that would go on to Jane's channel. So that's like, that would be freaking amazing. So it was I partnered with Piedmont Farm Animal Refuge. They've been presenting Triangle Veg Fest since day one. When we became our own nonprofit, they continued to present, and it's been like a love fest for us and them, because the refuge is a local sanctuary that went from, I don't know, 2014 they maybe had 60 animals to like now they have over 120. And anything I can do to help and support them and vice versa. So they're not only like Triangle Veg Fest, but they're Asheville Vegan Fest as well. Because what happens, I'm doing these events in 2015, people from Wilmington were like, can you come to Wilmington and do this? And I was like, give me a moment. Because that was the hardest festival I did in all the years. That 2015 was the most difficult. And at the same event, someone from the Triad also approached me. And I was like, just give me a couple of weeks till I get through this. And I've done events in both areas since. The Triad, somebody else does it now. But Wilmington is one of our festivals. In 2018, we did our inaugural event there. And it was at the 2019 Wilmington Veg Fest that I got the email from Asheville Vegan Fest asking if I wanted to take that over in 2020,
Wow.
which ended up being 2019 anyway. So it seems like people do festivals, and when they don't want to do them anymore, somehow my name comes into the mix. And they say, hey, do you want this Chattanooga? That's how it happened. Corey reached out in December of 2020. I don't know, when did we do it? Last year? What year is it? 2022? In December of 2020. It was like, hey, do you want to take over Chattanooga Veg Fest? And I was like, okay, because we don't say no. Steven said, you're not allowed to say no. So I just have to keep taking them on. And Atlanta just did that too. So we have Georgia Veg Fest now. And Nashville and Edison and Florida all came from a package deal that we purchased. And Nashville obviously stuck. Edison, I'm leaving. Kendra and Marissa can do New Jersey events. It's their home base. They're like super, super impressive in New Jersey. They've got it covered. I don't need to do that. And Florida was a little weird, but we're going back to Florida with an event in St. Pete. So that's in March. And it's a really like weird, windy road. But what I guess what I've done is I've gone and I take care of the vendors. We take care of the vendors, and I make sure that it's a very vendor focused event. All the events are very vendor focused, because I want them to thrive and make money. And I want people to come and spend money, because everyone's working. Even though we look like we're having fun, we're all working, and everyone needs to get paid.
Yeah.
And with COVID and all that, it's become more precarious. It's become even more important that people come and support the events and support the vendors, which in 2021 they did. In 2020 they did as well, which is super impressive. And the whole COVID thing, I mean, I'll keep doing the events until like COVID, you walk out of your house and it kills you, because it's our livelihood, number one. Number two, I mean, I love doing it. Until when it's no longer fun, I'll stop doing it. It doesn't mean that it doesn't drive me crazy, make it incredibly stressful and make me curse a lot of times. But overall, it's absolutely amazing. There are things I absolutely love about what we do. And there's things that, are tedious, because it's still a work to get all this stuff done. But overall, it's really rewarding and awesome. So COVID hits in 2020, early 2020, and I realized relatively quickly that we need to pivot, because at that point I'd had 5 or 6 events open and 2 almost full. So I already had funds that had been brought in, and I had to manage what am I going to do about this. Nashville actually happened in 2020. couple of reasons. They let me. That's what- I don't understand, but tennis. So we're in a lot of red states, so they don't care about their people as much. So they'll allow events to happen when there's a deadly pandemic. And oddly enough, it probably wasn't as bad as it is now. Vaccinated now, so I don't know. I don't know if it makes a difference, but we had to do something, and I like walked into the bedroom one night, I think in March, and I said, "We have to go virtual." I was like, "We have to go virtual and do this." And Stephen was like, "Okay." So we created virtualvegfest.com with the help of somebody else, but I think we're changing the name to virtualvegfestlive.com. I think is what we're going to do. And there's an e-commerce store, but the part of it that I really want to grow more than the e-commerce store is our shows,
Mhm.
because that has been amazing. Having you and Kim doing the Wake Up and Yoga, and Coach Kayla the first Wednesday of the month being a nutritionist, dietitian, to talk about, she can actually talk about those things because
Yeah.
she's certified. And I want to add more shows, and then Virtual Veterans Live with me, which I did a couple in the last few weeks. I brought it back. Yes, it's been busy. Helps with my desire to MC. Gives me that, fulfills that because I can't do it at our own events. And the vegan stew, and all these things that, really cool that we've created that people are watching, and the information that we can disseminate. And I mean, with the stew alone, for be able to see like women having those conversations, it's been pretty neat. So the pivoting to virtual was just you just, if you didn't pivot in 2020, you didn't last.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of vendors that wrote to me. They were like, "No, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to wait this out." Well, it's 2 years later. And are you still waiting it out? Because what you did in 2019 probably is something you can't do in 2022,
Yeah.
because the world has changed and you have to change with it. And if you don't, you'll get left behind. So what is it that you're doing to make that change? What kind of changes you're going to make? Will it work? Will it not work? I mean, who knows? But you have to try, because I'm not going to work for somebody else. I'm like the worst employee on the planet. So I, I know I like working my own hours. I like being able to get up and go. I like the fact that we're going to Florida a week from today, and you're going to work on the Florida event. And we couldn't do that if we had to like give our time to like a corporate America type thing. That would suck. I've never been a good corporate America person. I'm not a 9 to 5er.
I hear that. It is painful. It is painful.
I'm sorry, because I know you're in it.
Because I'm the same way. And I wish that I had really considered that when I was younger and didn't have as many responsibilities as I have now. Because, and it's like I knew these things about myself, that because I'm very much like that. If I don't feel like working in the middle of the afternoon, like I'm willing to then work at night, but I
Yep.
want to be able to do it because I decided that was what I was going to do. If I'm going to go
Yeah.
people watch on a bench on a Tuesday afternoon, like I need to be able to do that. So, so it's very stifling when you're like stuck to a desk, even when we're home. Like I've been home for 2 years, and it's still a lot. It weighs on you if it's not something that, lights you up and fills you. And it's so amazing for me to be around you virtually, and all the other women in the stew who are doing their own thing and really living in alignment with, what truly fills their soul and fuels their passions and stuff. And it's amazing. And you're constantly doing something else. Like, so also the other thing that, if anyone subscribed to the newsletter, you would know that Helene has also taken on a clothing company. Do you want to talk about Compassionate?
Steve Shea owned Compassionates, and he had like threatened to kind of sell it previously, and then he finally was ready to do it. So I was like, part of it was to help him, give him some liquid cash, and two, it was really cool to bring on even more shirt designs because we sell shirts at the events. We have not we don't just run the event, but we have a full functioning booth at the event too, which helps the nonprofit to raise funds. And
Mhm.
we now have like some really, really cool shirt designs and anything from hoodies to tank tops to mugs to koozies. We have so much stuff. We can't bring it all to all the events, but I bought a 10 by 20 tent. It's teal.
Ooh.
The thing on top is teal, so we will stand out because nobody else has a teal tent. And it's neat. The Compassionates is pretty awesome because I love the name. I don't believe that I'll like make it its own business entity. I think I'm just going to absorb it into the nonprofit. And my main goal with Compassionates was I wanted somebody to come with us to the events and actually run a Compassionates booth in addition to our booth.
Okay.
That was like that would be the most ideal thing, is that Compassionate has its own booth set up with compassionate stuff. And then we have our nonprofit booth with our other stuff.
Mhm.
And that person just kind of runs that booth. So I don't really have to think about it. But it's not so easy to it's not so easy 'cause we travel far. You have to be pretty much a self-employed person to be able to do something like that. And thankfully, we have an amazing team of people that do join us when we travel. But for that, you have to be able to do sales, have to trust you with money.
Mhm.
There's a lot of other factors. You have to be willing to travel and spend time with us. And we all have to get along because we're traveling and spend time with us. And then COVID, you have to be vaccinated. That was the problem. Is the person who really wanted to do that isn't vaccinated. So they can't travel with us because it's too high of a risk. And it sucks. It sucks 'cause I would love for that person to join us. But we yeah, it's just we were already doing the shirts, so it just kind of made sense to kind
Mhm.
of pull that under the fold. Just another way for the nonprofit to make money.
You mentioned about the requirement to be vaccinated. Did you face a lot of issues with vendors when the event started coming back and you had to have that conversation, or like how did you handle all of that?
Well, in Nashville, our vendors were like a third of normal in 2020 because it was it was like the highest level of COVID possible at the time of the event. And we did temperature checks, which you don't have to do anymore. Temperature checks, social distancing, the booths are pretty spread out. And it was really nerve-wracking because you have the responsibility of the event on your shoulders to begin with, but now you have people's health. I mean, somebody could die because they contracted COVID, and that's a lot of pressure, especially when you know you're doing something in a moment in time where you probably shouldn't be doing something. And you look back and you go, well, if I knew what I knew, what I learned in 2021, like early on, like by spring, I probably wouldn't have done what we did in October 2020. But now it's like now October 2020 seems like it was a cakewalk comparatively. So, I mean, we weren't even, like I said, we weren't even vaccinated that time. So, and we traveled together, we stayed in the house together. I mean, we did like everything that we were just so fortunate nobody got sick.
Mhm.
So, I like completely lost my train of thought. That's terrible.
No, I was just wondering when you started to bring the events
Oh,
back. Yeah.
yeah, the vendors with the vaccination.
Yeah.
It's been interesting because we've had mask mandates at events and we've been lax on mask. We're outdoors, so it's inherently safer. I think still inherently safer to be outdoors and not be masked because you have the airflow. And I mean, my advice to people is if like you're not well, I want people who are not vaccinated to wear masks, and I pretty much know who they are. So most of them do, maybe not correctly, but most of them wear their masks on their faces. And I've had some interesting responses to having to wear a mask by vendors. sending me like some like bullshit like ADA cards, like they have a disability. I was like, you bought that off the internet for $10. Come on.
Yikes.
Like, I mean, please stop. So, but for the most part, everyone wants to be safe.
Mhm.
And this past year with the 5 festivals that we did, I'm not aware of anyone who contracted COVID at our events. None of our team did, thankfully. We get tested after we come back to make sure that we're okay, whether we're healthy or not. We contact trace as best we can, getting information from people. So if we need to, we can say, hey, somebody tested positive. But the thing is, how do you know it was there?
Yeah.
So it's a toughie, because you have to also look at like what are the risk factors you're taking, what are you going, are you eating in restaurants where you're taking your mask off, are you wearing a mask when you're shopping, are you around a lot of people, do you have a lot of people coming to your house? I mean, are you touching your face with your hands and not hand sanitizing or washing them? Are you touching your eyes, because people just naturally do that? There's like so many things you could be doing that cause you to get sick, let alone not just COVID, but the flu or common cold, just about anything.
Mhm.
And like, what is it? What are your habits? Because people are disgusting, like they're really gross. I
They
mean, in
really
Disney
are.
World, we've like really saw how disgusting people are. So, because you're like watching, you're like, oh, hold your breath. You like, as you go through areas, you're like, hold your breath. Someone just coughed or sneezed. They pulled their mask down to sneeze. What is wrong with you? So, I mean, yes, I mean, for the most part, I would say vendors have been cooperative.
Okay.
There are outliers, but for the most part, they've been cooperative.
Yeah.
And we've had upwards of 100 vendors in an event. So
That's amazing.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, and this year is just the event. A lot of the events are open so far. It's a ball of unknown. But you just have to keep moving. I mean, because
Mhm.
you can't just stop and be like, let's wait and see. Just gotta just gotta kind of do it, because
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I don't want to get COVID. I don't want to get sick. I'm fully vaccinated. We're boosted. We're in a trial, so we're different from everybody else as to what's running through us. And but at the same time, realistically, we still have to keep living. I mean, we don't live like we used to, because we don't go out.
Yeah. Same
we,
here.
I was, we are higher risk, because of when we do go out, we are around a lot of people. But our everyday, we're around nobody.
Mhm.
And like very rarely are we around like really anybody. We limit how often we do pretty much anything outside the house,
Mhm.
so that when we I guess if you believe in energy and like fate and stuff, we try to balance it out with, we're gonna go be around 100,000 people at Disney World in like a week. So, but we stayed home for like the month and a half prior.
I think that all balances out.
If it all worked that way, because Steven would be like, yo, it doesn't work like that. That's not how science works.
Ah.
I know.
So what's on the horizon for this year? So you mentioned that there are events coming. How many events are you doing? Where are they? What's all that look like?
Oh gosh. Okay. I tend to go in order. Try to go in order. This is my best way to remember. So March 5th is St. Pete, Florida, which I just opened like within the hour, like just right before I was emailing vendors still right before we came on. So March 5th is St. Pete, Florida. It's an inaugural event. It's a partnership with oh my gosh, King Charter Schools. And that's main goal of that event is to get Meatless Mondays into Pinellas County,
Oh,
and to
cool.
help the school district and the people there to eat more healthy and to have school choice. So that's March. Then April, I'm hoping to have Georgia Veg Fest in April. But
Okay.
I need I need the park to get back to me. So I think I have maybe another week of waiting. So I'm hopeful. So that's that. Then April, 26th, I believe. 24th, 26th. It's on a Sunday in April. I think I can't remember which one between June and April, which one is which. But that's Wilmington Veg Fest, which will come back, which is at a new location, which at Legion Field, Legion Sports Complex, which is pretty neat. So I'm excited about that. Weather will be okay. So that's April. Then May 15th will be Nashville, moving it back to the spring. And then June 5th is Greenville, South Carolina.
Okay.
June, I think it's June 26th, and it's April, and it's April 24th for Wilmington, and it's June 26th for Columbia Veg Fest, which is an inaugural event as well. That is presented by Cotton Branch, which is neat. And then, so that puts me in June. Those are 2 in June, nothing in July. And I've told multiple people that if I come to them and say, let's do this something in July, that they're supposed to tell me no. The last 2 years I've done a July something or other, and it is a horrendously gross to do anything outdoors, masked or not masked. It is disgusting to do an event outside in July. I'm not doing a July event this year. And oddly enough, nothing in August, because we typically do have something in August, but we moved Triangle to September 11th at a new location. And that's going to be at the Durham Central Park, which is unbelievable. I don't know why I haven't done it there before. So it's that. October 2nd is Asheville Vegan Fest, which is the same weekend as it was last year. Hopefully it won't rain this time. And then October 15th and 16th is Chattanooga Veg Fest, same location in Chattanooga. And then November 20th is Scruffy City in Knoxville.
Nice.
Which is we'll have a meeting about that next week. A couple, like maybe up to 3 of them will have a partnership with the marathon.
Okay.
So that's pretty neat. With the same marathon that's in Chattanooga, they may come to Knoxville with us and Greenville with us, which would be pretty awesome to combine forces in that sense.
Yeah.
And that's if you kept count, that's 9. It's 9 festivals for this year, of which I think 5 are open to vendors. The only vendors that have gotten information about the festivals that have been previously done are the vendors that were there the previous year. So they get a discount and the first dibs on vendor booths and to sign up. And then once I have them all open, I'll email the whole vendor list, every link to register with every date, so that they all get a shot at signing up. So right now it's like I'm not doing an early bird this year. I'm just doing like a discount code. It's easier in the system. But it's like we call them the vendor family. They're our VegFest vendor families. They're kind of getting a little bit more of a boost to like sign up, even though a lot of vendors don't sign up right away. They tend to wait, but they get, they have the opportunity to do so and get their booth choice, which for some of them it's important because they know where they want to be. And I may move you anyway. Because it's what's best for the festival, not necessarily what you think or where you want to be.
Yeah.
So that's that. And we're supposed to do a pop-up Valentine's market on the 13th of February. We'd like to see what happens with Omicron, with the virus. It's set, it's already out there. I have some vendors signed up for it, but I don't know. We'll probably do a holiday market in December again because we just did one. So that'll probably happen. It's local in the Triangle because I'm here. And that's our year, in addition to just traveling and doing some things that we enjoy. Different, not work related, even though every trip ends up being work related somehow, some way. So
well, you've got to try out new vegan places, right? And then you got to share on social media the new places you've tried. And so, even vacation does turn into some kind of work, at least a little bit.
That's the enjoyable part. To go and try out all the vegan restaurants is the biggest perk that anyone could have. If it's like, it's work. Yeah. Well, it's tough. What do we not order is probably more so like the question as opposed to what did we order? Because there are many times where we've gone out to eat where Stephen has been like, is there anything else coming? Yeah. the table's been full of food. And it's like, and there was more. So then the restaurants think I'm like a food critic.
Uh,
Because we're like picking at the food and tasting it, because I'm going to like say probably how I feel to
yeah.
our social media. But I've like had business cards like put into the check. It's been really funny because in the funniest story was that yeah in New York City, in Manhattan. It's where that happened. We ordered so much food, we had so much food that it was me, my nephew, and Steven, and they, it was comical because they just kept bringing food. But he still lets me order. It's really, yeah, it's a lot of, it's like, it's overboard. Like we ate our way through Vegas in December, and it was like grossly disgusting, the amount of food, because you want to try everything,
Yeah.
and then you look at a menu that's 100% vegan, and there's so many options that you want even more. So, and then, so how much can two people eat, right?
Yeah.
Or how much should we eat, I guess, is really,
Yeah.
because we do. And that's, yeah, so that's, but there's been some amazing food over the course of the years that we've been traveling. So
I love it. That's so great. I want to go back to when you mentioned the first festival that you're doing this year in Florida, and I just want to make sure that the listeners caught this. So you're doing a festival, but you are also working with the school or helping the school to um, provide to kind of implement that meatless Monday, right? So it's not just about like let's get some vendors and get people to buy vegan food. Like you're doing this so people, yeah, certainly can enjoy vegan food and meeting vegan vendors. And you have things other than food, right? Vegan products that are there as well. But there's this community aspect too.
it's what drew me in to want to partner actually with Maria, is because that's her. I don't take ownership of that of the goals that the event has. It
Mhm.
just is what attracted me to want to help and to, well, one, I got on a Zoom call with her, and I was like, I went over like all the stuff that she probably needs to do an event, and she got really nervous because I was like, there's this and there's that. Do you have that? And she didn't know the answers to a lot of the questions. And I was like, well, do you want us to come and be partners with you? And we worked it out. So we are, but her main goal is school choice and meatless Mondays. In Pinellas County, when the event is, there's a high proportion of people of color, so not of high wealth, and you know their health, it matters, their children's health matters.
Mhm.
And how else do you educate them about what to feed their children and what to feed themselves? One of the best ways to do that, I guess, is to have an event that says, hey, come listen to these people who are speaking about school choice and about they don't really push it as veganism, but about whole food, healthy
Mhm.
eating, so
Yeah.
that you can raise healthy children, and really pushes a change.org petition for Pinellas County to institute meatless Mondays. And this is the part of the goal here, is to get the parents to say, hey, let me support this and have meatless Mondays in the schools, because we want you to understand why it's better for you and for your children for that to happen. Even if it's just one meal a week, at least like there's one meal a week that no animals are being, consumed by these children. So, you know, it's lofty goals, but I feel like, it was enough that I was impressed by it and wanted to be involved,
Yeah. That's
because
amazing.
you have to make it, that's one of the best ways to make a difference with these events. And bring the vendors and make it fun. There'll be entertainment, there'll be the family fun zone, there'll be bounce house and face painters, and the event's free. So it's it's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, it's in a park in St. Pete, which I've never been to St. Pete. I've only been to Tampa.
Oh, that's so great. Are all of your events free to get into? No.
They're
Okay.
not. They're
Okay.
not all free. Some of them have admission, some of them are donation based. This one is, well, I'm half, it's half us. So, and like half King, King charter schools. And I mean, it's important for the community to be able to come out and enjoy the event
Yeah.
and possibly, you know, that's just the way they wanted it set up.
Hmm.
And some of our events are, like I said, donation based. We have fundraisers where you can donate, and then because it really helps to offset the cost of like how much it costs to produce these festivals,
Yeah.
to have an admission. And I mean, we'll let everybody in no matter what, just so that's clear. You don't have to sneak in any doors or anything. You just have to come and say like, "Hey, look, I'd rather you spend the money on the vendors. If like you have $30 to spend and you don't want to give us 10, well then I'll let you in. You can go in and spend the 30 on the vendors.
Yeah.
I'd rather that than you not come in at all,
Hmm.
right? Because we'll make our money. We always make our money. We don't have to like, you know, be hard nosed about, no, you can't get in here. We don't like have volunteers at all the entrances and stuff. It doesn't make sense. It's your karma. If you like need to sneak into an event to avoid paying admission, that's your karma. It's
Right.
not mine. So
Oh my gosh, the visual of someone just trying to sneak into the vegan festival is just, well, that's got me chuckling quite a bit. Well, we can't let an entire conversation on Did You Bring the Hummus go without talking about hummus. So, my question for you is what's your favorite way to eat hummus?
lately I've been enjoying hummus by just cutting up carrots and just dipping the carrots right into the hummus and just eating away. That
Nice.
has probably been my favorite way. My favorite hummus is horseradish.
Ooh. Do you make it yourself?
I haven't, someone else has made it. I mean, I don't really make hummus. I don't know why, because now I make chickpeas for the dogs like the dogs eat chickpeas every day. So we have chickpeas in the house all the time now to make them in the instant pot. But that, and there's a restaurant called Med Deli in Chapel Hill, which is right like a hop, skip, and a jump from the UNC Chapel Hill campus. And they do a scallion hummus.
Ooh.
It's delicious. It's absolutely delicious. I mean, pita bread is always fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, is there really any bad way to eat hummus?
No. No, there's not.
No. I don't do celery, so it wouldn't be, you never hear me say I do celery to hummus.
Yeah, no, there's no room for celery here. We don't need that.
No.
I've sometimes, eaten hummus by the spoonful. So there's no wrong or right way to eat hummus, I think. Do whatever makes you happiest, even if you finish the tub in one sitting. Not saying that I know anything about that, but
I guess maybe if you do like the oil-free hummus, I mean, if it's oil-free, it just spices with the chickpeas. And I mean, is the oil-free hummus no tahini?
yeah, usually.
Okay, so because I was like, tahini is, I mean, I don't know. It might actually have tahini in it because it's not oil. It's the like peanut butter. It's like seeds.
Yeah.
So whatever it is, that would be the only thing. But if it's like chickpeas mashed up with spices and you eat all that, I mean, outside of maybe some flatulence, because you've just eaten like a can or two of chickpeas in a different form, you'd probably be okay.
Yeah.
That was being polite. I mean, pretty healthy way to eat, get your protein, and
Yeah.
it's not high in fat, and it's beans are really, really good for you. Chickpeas are really good for you. My friend Marla, not the Marla that's on the show, but she hates chickpeas and she thinks I'm cruel to the dogs because I feed them chickpeas.
Wow, she really hates
I was like, they love chickpeas. I love chickpeas. And she's like, that's
Yeah.
cruel.
Yeah, I mean, if some I don't know if I've ever met someone who doesn't like chickpeas.
I can introduce you to that, Marla.
Then I will know one person.
Yeah, I was a little surprised, but that's okay. She'll be happy she got a little shout out.
Yeah. You mentioned the Instapot. I have been so scared to get one, but I'm enrolled in an online culinary course, and part of my course involves making things in an Instapot. So I've got to buy one now. And so I'm going to finally do it because, I have to admit I've been very jealous of everyone who's able to make, beans, dried beans in like a half hour or whatever it is versus the overnight soaking and 4 hours on the stove or 8 hours in my crock pot, and they never come out right. So I'm equally terrified and excited.
Well, I got a second-degree burn from my Instant Pot,
All right,
and
that
on
doesn't
my
help.
like right here, actually on my wrist, because we're not. So it's on my wrist, actually, where my tattoo is, and the underside. And I guess what happened is when I took the lid off,
Mhm.
it's really hot, steamy water in there, and it dripped down onto my wrist,
Yeah.
and it caused a second-degree burn. And that has never happened again, just so you know. So I'm telling you that so that you'll be careful when you open it, that you just lift it in a way. I actually like wear gloves so so it doesn't happen to me, but because that really hurt. So
Yeah.
you want to lift it up and just not put it where it can end up on your anywhere on your body because it's
Yeah.
really hot. But I'll tell you, I don't even soak the chickpeas now. They're fresh dried chickpeas, organic, and I clean them with some hot water, and then I throw them in there with water and baking soda,
Okay.
a little bit of baking soda. I don't measure.
Mhm.
And then I put it on for high manual 20 minutes. And I
20.
let it 20 minutes and I let it release itself.
Mhm.
I just walk away.
Hmm.
Sometimes for hours. Just walk away. And then I go, oh crap, I've got chickpeas. So, and they're more than done.
Wow. 20 minutes.
Yes. Well, it has to come to pressure. So that's some
Yeah.
time there. If you want it to come to pressure faster, you can put hot water in.
Mm.
That'll bring it to pressure faster, but you can't release that on your own because then you'll have hard chickpeas. So part of like the cooking time is it's done with the cooking of the pressure, but now it's releasing that pressure on its own. And in that 20-30 minutes of releasing the pressure,
Mhm.
it's it's cooking still.
Huh.
And it's amazing, like absolutely amazing. Because I was cooking those for like a lot longer, and I realized that I can just do it in 20 minutes.
Mm.
Rice in the Instant Pot is amazing because that takes so much less time. But the best person to go and learn about the Instant Pot from, those two people actually, Kathy Hester
Okay.
and JL Fields.
Okay. And we
They
can
are
find
two.
Kathy has a cookbook and stuff. I don't know if it's Instapot related, but that's on the
Yep.
Virtual Vegfest website,
It
right?
is actually, yes. So thank you. Yes, on virtualveggies.com, you can buy some of Kathy's books, and she's got a bunch of them, but she has a focused Instant Pot and air fryer. She has books on both of those. And JL Fields, if you can contact her as well, she's in Colorado. She has a book on the Instant Pot too, with recipes and how to use it, and the air fryer. I think they both do that. So two amazing humans in the vegan world that have dedicated to doing these cookbooks. And Kathy Hester leans more towards gluten-free because she is.
Okay.
Everything can be done anyway, but she's gluten-free. So if you lean that way, she's probably the perfect one. If you don't lean that way, then both of them are amazing.
Okay.
So,
That's
but
awesome.
yeah, the Instant Pot, I've had one for a while, and I mean I use it weekly because of the chickpeas now. You make oatmeal in it. You can make soups. I like making soup in there. Like if I make black beans, say, right, I'm actually making the black beans. I'll take out black beans that I would, for whatever reason I was making them for. but then I'll leave the water with the black beans in it, and
Mhm.
I'll just throw stuff in there and make soup,
Oh, that's
and
really
just put
smart.
the cover back on and have it cook some more.
Hmm, I like that.
Yeah, that's really good. And then of course when it's done, you can take some of those out and you can put it in the Vitamix. You can make it a little like thick, and then you can put that back in the soup to make it more creamy. There's so many things we could talk
Those
about
are
that for a
amazing.
long time.
Fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The whole
I'm
second
just
episode, just Helene's cooking tips.
Oh gosh, I mean, I love doing the cooking demos because I cook too, and I have, gosh, I have like every appliance. I'm on I think my fifth air fryer now, but I did give away an air fryer to bring in the new air fryer. So I have two air fryers consistently in the house. So the new one is actually turquoise, and
Ooh,
it's a Ninja. Yeah, it's got the two sides to it, so you can cook two different things at two different temperatures and have them finish at the same time.
oh, that's nice.
Yeah, super excited about it, like super love the air fryer. I mean, I probably could use that. I use that every day, almost. It's
Yeah.
one of the best, I think one of the best inventions on the planet. There's an air fryer. It's a convection oven in a smaller size, so it's really not really an invention. It just took something and made it countertop size
Yeah.
and does more than just air frying because it dehydrates and does all these other things. So
Uh-oh.
but yeah, it's really I'm a big fan. So that if you don't have an air fryer, everyone should get an air fryer.
I have a little one, and I think it's too small, so I can only make, a handful of things in it at one time.
Right.
Maybe that's why I don't love it, because it feels like I've got to do 7 batches of tofu before it's all done, or, the like nuggets or whatever. Um, yeah, and so it spends more time in the pantry than it does on the counter.
That is 100% why. That was my first one. I sold that one and I moved into like a larger one.
Mhm.
And then I moved into like a different style one with like layers. So
Oh.
I can like cook multiple things at once. There's a real pain in the ass to clean.
Mm.
So because yeah, so gross. So then that brings us to that's like one, two. Oh, I bought one. I sold that one too. It was just a larger version of the one that I just gave away, which was a Go Wise. So I've had two Go Wises. The Go Wise I just gave away was purple. I went to Heather. She's happy. She doesn't know how to use it though. And then the one now with the Ninja with the two sides, I almost returned it because I didn't think they were big enough because it goes they go by pounds, right? Like how many pounds of food, or like they go, what is it? No size, it's what is it, gallons, whatever it is. It's like an 8 gallon, four on each side. And I was like, is this not I was like, this isn't big enough. Excuse me. And I still have the second air fryer. Sometimes they're both out. So I was like, it's the banana. I was like, no. I'm gonna try this because this is pretty neat because it's pretty deep.
Okay.
So I bought blunt pretzels because they're one of our vendors. And they do these organic pretzel rolls. Like they're unbelievable. And I didn't realize they shipped, so I bought them. And like I was like, oh, they ship. This is amazing. I miss their pretzels. So we put them in the air fryer to heat them up. And I can fit I mean, they're pretty decent size. Think garlic knot, since like
Okay.
you're in New Jersey, like that size or maybe a little bigger. And I could fit like 6 of them in the bottom,
Mm.
at least. That's without like we only wanted 3 each, but I could probably fit more than that. And I got the Ninja one, I think refurbished. So that's I would definitely look at Amazon, the devil. I look at Amazon and look at the refurbished stuff because I've learned now that you can look at something that's new and then you scroll down a little bit and they'll have like open box deals
Oh, okay.
for somewhere between maybe like $30 and $50 less than a brand new one. It's brand new.
Hmm.
It's just somebody who returned it and probably didn't have a box.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Yeah, big
Wonder if they
fan.
have that for the Vitamix. I don't have one of
Oh,
those either.
refurbished Vitamix is a good way to go. It'll say it's still expensive, but it'll save money.
Oh,
That's an appliance I use every day because I drink a smoothie every day. Every single day I use my Vitamix. I do well, I when I travel, I have 2. So I travel with
Travel
1.
Vitamix.
So
Oh
when we
man,
drive
you're
somewhere,
so
the
vegan.
Vitamix comes with us. And I mean, I've been tempted to fly with it too, but Stephen would kill me. We travel with the Vitamix, the air fryer. We travel with like a whole bunch of stuff. And well, I want to be able to prepare foods, the
Yeah.
smoothie especially, because I feed everyone a smoothie when we travel. So I sound so pretentious, but I know I'm more than aware how fortunate I am to be able to travel with a Vitamix and an air fryer. But it keeps me eating healthier on the road because what am I going to eat? Like when we travel by plane, I don't eat as well because a smoothie every day, if you're gone for a week, I mean, that's probably like a $10 to $15 meal a day just for me
Yeah.
without Steven eating anything. So, I mean, we don't want to spend breakfast is not the meal that I want to spend $30 to $50 on.
Right.
So, yeah, I end up typically like, depending on where we stay, if we have a kitchen or something, I'll probably more lean towards cereal
Mm.
because it's easier with a banana, easier, faster type of thing.
Mhm.
Because I mean, I miss my smoothies every day.
All right. I have loved every moment of this.
Me too.
Thank
It's
you so
it's
much.
been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on. I mean, it's I mean, it's always a pleasure. I mean, I get to see you pretty much well, I do see you weekly because we meet even when we're not live.
Yeah.
So it's it's been wonderful over like the past year of getting to know you better and to have you be a part of what we're growing, in this vegan universe that we're in, and to help spread the word about kindness and saving the planet and health, and of course saving the animals.
Mhm.
And with each week that we do what we do, hopefully we reach and we plant seeds. I mean, there was a couple of people, just so you know, in the Scruffy City Vegans group, your video and the vegan stew, one woman tagged another person
Hmm.
to set the reminder
Oh, wow.
to see the shows. Yeah, it was really cool to
Awesome.
see.
Yeah.
You just don't know where, when, how, or what, and that's why you just keep doing.
Hmm.
You just keep
Yeah.
doing. I'm just waiting for our hate mail to come.
Oh,
So
after the KFC conversation or in general?
just in general, just the more you put yourself out there, the more likely that the hate will come your way. Like
Yeah.
if it grows in exponentially in any manner, and you get more exposure, the more
Mhm.
exposure you get, the more people become mean.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun to see what we what we encounter outside of like the people coming on that we block who are
Mhm.
just trolls.
Yeah, it's unbelievable that, and that's YouTube, I think, right? They always come through YouTube with these random like letters or whatever they're posting, or the one about booties and it was I don't know.
Yeah, you just don't know. I mean, I had like kids from England like come on and start spamming the show once when I was live, and then I had like some people come on like poor Kim when she's doing yoga. There's like this guy that comes on and like wants to like suck her toes. It's like really weird. I like see the comments. I'm like, and he just writes like all this stuff, and she doesn't see it because she's doing yoga. So
Right.
she doesn't see the comments while she's live. I see them later on when I go through to like
Mhm.
everything, and I
Yeah.
was like, "What the?" Happened a couple of times.
Yeah. I guess that's what, you're putting your feet on the internet. That's even if you're just even if you're just doing yoga. I am and I don't know that I would have thought about that, but I do yoga with Adrienne every morning, and I follow her monthly calendars, and And she has many times made a comment about like, if we're in a pose and she's like, don't worry about how you feel in this pose, or even like massaging our own feet. Like we do that in some of the videos, and she'll be like, look, you can sit in your living room in your house and massage your own feet, even if you think you hate feet. I have put my bare feet on the internet.
And that has made some people very happy.
Oh, as I'm sure, as it seems, Kim is making this one guy very happy. Oh, it's, I don't know. It's the internet is a wonderful and terrifying and awful, great place.
Yeah, it's there's a topic that I want to bring up for the stew that has to deal with like this stuff, like the negative or the horribleness that gets thrown at you. Because we touched on it with with the stew this past week with No Evil Foods, right?
Mhm.
Like Laura just wants to believe what she's read. And I've spoken to the actual people, right? So I've heard the side of the employee as well. But I mean, I know the people that own the company. I like know them personally.
Yeah,
And they're not bad people. I mean, granted, good people can make bad business decisions, but that still doesn't make them bad people,
yeah.
you know? So I mean, not long ago, I guess I posted a picture that I've hidden since, I hid pretty quickly, of somebody who's never met me who took my picture and put like the red circle and the line through it
Oh,
and
I
put
did
and
see that
put
when you posted it.
put
Yeah.
I think what they put fuck this bitch or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
Yeah, so you're like, you don't even know me. Like you've
Yeah.
never met me. At least if you meet me and you feel that way, it actually feels a little better.
Mhm.
Because you don't you just don't know. You don't you made a choice to do something like that towards someone who's actually a stranger towards you.
Mhm.
And a member of the vegan community that you're in as well. And
Yeah.
that's what you want to choose to do. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So that's a topic that I really feel like we want to address. I want to address that publicly. And I got some crap for posting that.
Hmm.
If you don't be so negative, you put negative out there, it's only going to bring negative. But you know what? When did standing up for yourself
Yeah.
become negative?
Right.
When did saying this isn't okay? And when you go and support this other business who thinks this is all right,
Mhm.
why would you give them money?
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
So I don't know. It's hard because it's just people are just absolutely horrendous.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm doing this for 8 years now, and people who don't know me have been absolutely horrible. Publicly shamed me, bashed me, and I I I sleep well at night
Yeah.
because I don't feel like I'm doing anything that deserves that. And I'm not always the nicest person. Got that. Nobody is.
Yeah.
Ever.
Mhm.
Nobody is ever 100% always nice.
Right.
We all have our crap days. We all have the words that we say that we kind of go, oof,
Yeah.
maybe shouldn't have said that. But overall, the good way outweighs the bad.
Mhm.
And if you don't know me, you have no idea
Yeah.
that that's the case. So sorry, just wanted to I just my goal is to like maybe my goal for 2022 is get that out there. I don't think we can ever stop it, but it's probably important to put it out there.
Yeah. I think so.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for being here and sharing your life and your love for all things vegan with the Did You Bring the Hummus listeners. And those of you who are in the areas where Helene is having events, I do hope that you check them out. And of course, watch our shows, visit virtualvegfestlive.com so you can get all the details.
But thank you, Kimberly. This has been awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome back. Do you love Helene as much as I do? Her passion for the vegan movement shines through in all things she does. Visit the sites in the show notes to keep up with all of Helene's events, projects, and live shows. including mine. You'll also find links to the 2 vegan stew shows we mentioned in this episode. I also wanted to touch on something before we go. Helene mentioned the types of comments Kim, who does yoga on Monday mornings through Virtual VegFest Live, receives during her live shows. Helene and I did chuckle through that conversation, but please know that neither of us condone the behavior of the person leaving those comments. I hope you found this episode helpful and inspiring. Please subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. And if you're loving it, please give Did You Bring the Hummus a 5-star rating. It's an easy way to keep supporting the show. You are also invited to join my free private Facebook group for fans of the show. You can find the link for that in the show notes as well. My signature class, Veganize It, is back. Whether you're looking to veganize a meal for a vegan in your life, you're looking to start the move to veganism, or you're somewhere in between, this is a great live interactive class to get pointers, helpful tips, and all attendees leave with a vegan version of their favorite animal-based recipe. You'll find that link in the show notes as well. There are a few dates already available. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Did You Bring the Hummus, and visit my website, didyouBringTheHummus.com, for more information about me, updates on what I'm working on, new podcast episodes, and all things vegan. Finally, I would love to hear from you. What do you need help with? Is there a topic you want to hear covered on a future episode? DM me on Instagram or send me an email at didyouBringTheHummus@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.